Hello, fellow swellheads. How are y'all doing today? How is everyone here? See, I'm seeing, let's see, what am I seeing here? Oh, we got a lot of comments in here. That's good. That's good. All right. We got 10 people in the room. I already got 5 likes. We're just getting started. So, my friends, it's been a very busy time here. I've been crazy busy. I've had to do a lot of things, such as take vacation just to do my taxes. Not exactly what most people want to do for taxes, right? Oh, let's see here. Reliance down there saying, looking at this video later, going, what is this? Greg Allison, Green Greg's, I do live sessions. I try to do 2 or 3. I see I'm buffering. Now, you know what? I'm actually playing this back on one of my computers just to kind of see what y'all were seeing. And yeah, I don't know why in the world all that buffering would be there. It looks horrible. I'm not sending on my phone here. Holy smoke. Yeah, that's terrible. I don't know why. Show you what I'm looking at here. Oh my God, that looks awful. All right, I'm reconnecting. That's terrible. That's terrible. So it doesn't really want to help us out. But I can probably actually read your comments a little better on my main computer than I can here because they tend to break up a lot on here. And I've got this thing turned sideways. Hey, Brandy, how you doing? I'm on Milky Way right now. There are shows over in 15. Yeah, Brandy, you just texted me. I just saw you said, hey, come over here live. It's like, oh, wow, I already got my live session scheduled. Now, guys, I got a lot going on. I've got, I had somebody had promised to call, been trying to reach me for weeks, and they were bugging me. And it's like, look, I can't talk to you after I get taxes done. So I set a time for tonight just before this session to talk to the individual. And that's just kind of like that for me right now. It's been really intense. And I've got, should give y'all an idea. Here is my, I'll just turn the phone around here. Here is my, heck, I can't really handle this. This is my pile of receipts right here. And there's many pages in here. And some of these, I have multiple items on a lot of these, just tons of different items. And they fall under different cost categories. I break them down different ways. And in order to do that, I have to put it all in an Excel spreadsheet. In my Excel spreadsheet, I come in and I don't know what y'all can see here. I have a lot of different categories, and they come across and they break down the different categories. And you see that sometimes there's multiple entries on one line. So I have to go in and calculate what's the cost, actual cost. It's not the cost item. You got to figure out how the taxes were actually appropriated each time. So I have to go back and do a partial tax rate and cost it against each item to get the full cost. And the sad, crazy thing was, let's see, if I can turn this phone, you can see it. There you go. That made me gonna sit that way. You can just see this goes down and down and down and down and down and down and down. This takes an enormous amount of time to come up with. And I've got, yeah, I don't know if you can really see what I'm looking at here. It's crazy. Now, on and on. There we go. You can see receipted expenses. I didn't get everything in here. That's $86,000. That's my part-time side gig, people. I got a full-time day job. I work 10 hours a day for NASA. So, hi, Victoria. So just hope you didn't have to pay too much. Well, believe it or not, my expenses at $86,000. That's what all my expenses. I didn't claim my internet expenses like my web pages, my email expenses, all the seeds, anything I paid for my credit card. I didn't go through my credit card receipts, except for those that I actually had a paper receipt for. If I bought something on the internet and didn't get, this is one reason that's one thing that gets me about shopping on the internet. Yeah, I don't get a paper receipt. If I have a paper receipt, then it probably don't get counted for some things, unless it's in my checkbook. But a lot of the stuff I bought through the internet, I bought Wow, I'm buffering badly. I'm just it disconnected me. Had to reconnect. So yeah, it's getting cooler here. We're getting real cold tonight. I did a video earlier about um, well, I didn't post it yet. I went out and turned on my solar system for my aquaponics, and I'll post a video on that maybe tomorrow or next week or something. And I've got a lot of other stuff to post. LA Patriot says evening all, and High Country Homestead says just write it off, Greg. Well, yeah, I did, but see, there's more expenses. I didn't have time to capture all my expenses. I didn't have time to go through the internet type expenses I had. I bought a lot of seed. I spent several hundred, probably $1,000 or better buying seed from my True Leaf Market. I got tons of seed from True Leaf Market, and I've got tons of because I was running microgreens for a while. I've got tons of other supplies. I have bought, I bought a lot of supplies through True Leaf Market. I've bought a lot now. I have bought, pay for my website, my email systems, and I got several emails. And that stuff cost me a lot of money. If I'm paying through GoDaddy, GoDaddy's costing me a fortune. I didn't claim any of that. I didn't claim any of it. I just didn't have time to get the data. But of the data I found, there was $86,000 receipted items, and that don't count my mileage. I figured my mileage up later, so my mileage and depreciation came out to like, I believe it's something like 94,000. Expenses. Vicky says Elvis Presley didn't do his own taxes. He had the IRS do it for him. Well, no, there's an advantage to doing my taxes. There was an advantage to there's madness to my method. It's called a refund. I am getting some money back. I'm getting a little bit back, and to be honest, my I'm still developing my business, and I'm still investing in things. So my actual costs are about 29, according to what came out of the final analysis, to H&R Block. And I get a certain peace of mind guarantee they'll go. And what I did is I went into and they figure out the depreciation schedules, the amateurs. I'm just oh no, Craig. They targeted people. Happened to my folks. What happened, Ray? Funny. So wow. Okay. So my objective is to get a tax refund as long as I'm operating in a lot of they were on the order of 21,000. Not trivial. So out of that, I get some. You never get all of that back. You get a fraction of it back. Maybe if you get I didn't get a third of it back, but I got a little bit more than a quarter coming back to me. All that goes right back into my business, plus money from my pocket. The business is, it's a busy business. It does produce revenue, but the revenue isn't exceeding the cost yet, which is the object of business, right? So I read some signal language experiments and aerodynamics, and it seemed as though his data indicates that the glider with a large surface area and a propeller facing downwards is most efficient. and we had to keep our oxidizer tank as cold as we could, and yet it was going up now. No, we had to keep it as warm as we could. It was going up to an altitude. We cooled it down to load as much as we can, but then once you get it loaded, by spraying some out, because the gas. So my apologies, guys. Yeah, the stream's breaking up. It's breaking up for me. There is nothing I can do short of going from my desktop over here. But I have had severe problems in trying to operate a live session from my desktop. It's like maybe I should just quit live sessions. I've tried live sessions on my desktop a couple times now, actually more than a couple times, and is that I've been operating at a bit of a loss here, but it's due to several things. One of it is I've got a day job. I have a day job, and it takes a lot out of me, so I have to hire labor to work. Well, hired labor just don't have much of an interest in doing anything other than getting paid. That doesn't mean they want to work to get the pay. They just like getting paid. And often that labor has cost me more money than anything. I mean, it's often led to my product being damaged, my tools being destroyed. It's led to my worms dying because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. I've had massive problems from using hired labor. Some people say, well, pay them more. I actually paid paid a carpenter full rates for carpentry work, and he did the worst work of anybody ever hired. So, you know, when you pay full rates, I'm not saying anything being better. It doesn't seem to be connected to how much I pay. When I started out this operation, I paid people $10 an hour, and that was back in 2011. But I cut the pay back to $8, and I didn't notice any difference in what I got, except it wasn't costing me as much. When you're spending over $20,000 on labor at $8 an hour, and you're losing money, on my side, there's not a lot of incentive to pay more. When I start making a profit, and I keep telling you guys, if you can help me make a profit, I can pay you more. I would like to come up with an arrangement with somebody just to have a, I'm walking outside to see if this will help the buffering. I would like to find an arrangement to have somebody just sharecrop the place, because I'm going to be going TDY maybe in the near future, and it's going to be very hard for me to operate this if I've been going TDY a lot. And a sharecropper would get half the profits, basically. You know, there's cost, it would be after the cost, so we would split the profits. I got the facilities and the know-how. It's like, you know, sharecropping was always done. So that might help if I can find somebody, and that might help motivate somebody. But you still, even with that, you're going to have to hire some help, because there's just a lot of work to do on a worm farm garden operation. Like I got to get so many aspects to this. That's also why I got so many receipted items, and what makes it such a challenge to manage. And it is a big challenge to manage right now. But it has a lot of potential. It's got a lot of upside potential. Tremendous upside potential. Once I get it going and going right, I could literally make really good money on a small plot of land here with that. I'm going to do my light here. I'm going to walk back here into the barn. I'm going to check something out. I'll show you guys something. If you'll excuse my barn, I had some hired labor who left a big mess in there, but I'm just getting where I can get in the swing and do a few things here, because the admin side of the tax has really had me insanely busy, guys. So, hang on, let me walk in here. See if this is working. Uh-oh. It's got a problem. I've set up a little new kind of a mousetrap here in the barn, and looks like it's already got knocked loose a little bit. I'm gonna have to come up with a little better scenario here. I got a better idea. I'll come out here and adjust it later tonight. In essence, guys, there it is. It's a bowl of peanut oil. If the rats get in it, the whole idea is that they would not be able to get out. Now, something that's knocked the stick over. It meant to be their on-ramp. The on-ramp has come loose. So I got to get some bigger, more heavier on-ramp. And I got sticks placed around the bottom just so they wouldn't, if a bigger rat got in there, he wouldn't knock the whole bowl over and let everybody out. Woo-wee. Truck walking out of here. So we'll see how that works. That'll be an interesting experiment. Just, you know, I got rabbits, and when you got rabbits, you got rabbit feed. Anytime you got animal feed outdoors, you're subject to having problems with things like rats, mice, and such. If you're feeding chickens and rabbits or anything, you get that problem. My worm feed is usually put up enough. I don't think I get too much of a rat problem from that, although there's some. Anyway, so that just gives you an idea. Pardon me for my thumb. I'm just not used to using this phone this way. Where I got to scan it from. Let's see. I'm walking in now. I see a frozen screen on my laptop. That don't look good. That don't look good at all. Looks like my video must have been buffering even when I was out there. So I'm going to read the comments everyone's saying. So it's guys, well, one computer's frozen, the other's not. That's odd. One's totally froze up. The other is moving. So that's got network problems. That's interesting. I'm seeing some severe network problems. One computer is frozen up from before I walked out of here, it looks like. The other is up to date. Strange. Strange business. Huh. In terms of the video. But they got the same comments in the chat session. Wow. And it's the same that's here. And I can probably read them easier from the screen up here. So now let's see who all's here. Lady Daggerstatus says, hello, everyone. Or hi, everyone. Let me scroll up. I know I missed a lot of comments. So let me take her all the way up to the top and see what I missed in comments. Now, so I just kind of gave everybody, if you're just doing a thumbnail sketch of some of the trials and tribulations that I faced doing my taxes. And as you can see, somewhat less than trivial. And that has really ate me alive for me a good chunk of this year. So I got to tell you the truth. Despite the fact I got a garden out there and a worm farm and all these other things, the biggest part of my operation is admin. A lot of people think, well, all the work's outdoors. No, I wished I had more time outdoors. I'd rather do that. It's the indoor work. It's the admin. I spend too much time on the computer just for my day job. And then this business requires a lot of computer time. And that's what you can see through my spreadsheets, all these receipts, the expenses. And I've had people come here and have no concept, no clue for what it takes to run a business like this. They have, no clue that it's mostly, hands down, an admin business. And it's just because you're managing all the cost. And quite frankly, I've not had enough time to put into the admin is what the admin needs. But their stuff has to be done outside too. And that's why you really need to hire a few people. And it's just the way our system's set up. So anyway, let me look through these comments. I scrolled up. Let's see what's going on here. So I'm trying to get back on task. A lot has been going on. I took vacation to do this stuff. I burn all my personal vacation time on. I have tried this going through both, going both through my Wi-Fi and going through the cell system. And either way I've done it, I've had problems. The same problems. It was no different whether I connected the cell phone, and I'm going through cell phone now, or this Wi-Fi. I got a Wi-Fi server right there. Bing, right there. I can be right next to it. No difference. No, and it's not, it's a high. But I am having all kinds of problems to get my Zooms and YouTube software to work together. I mean, YouTube looks for a key if you enter it a certain way. So I wind up going in a different way. And it's just clunky. By the time I can get everything set up, like the last video I did, where I put the earth on there from it. It had a huge number of people clicked into it, but before I even started talking about anything, almost everybody left. Almost no one watched it beyond me getting set up to do it. And people got aggravated by it. So I ticked off a whole lot of my subscribers on that video because there was a ton of people went in and looked at that and said, and they bolted before I even got started. Because I was just trying to get it set up. But I said in the beginning it was an experiment. I was trying to figure it out, and I didn't. So I've got to work on that some more. It's no fun. So we got Sweeps is in the house. Some people here agree with the name. So I might. Meaning Blessing said Vicky. She starts out. And Reiner, good evening. All right, let me see if there's any questions or anything. Vicky says, I remember last Friday fried, Greg. I was so exhausted fast. Maybe a couple of hours. And I've been getting a little sleep all week. And yesterday I had a handful of nuts. That's the only thing I had. I didn't even make coffee. I made coffee yesterday, but I didn't have time to drink it until after I got done. But I was so intense with what I was doing. I didn't need the caffeine until after I got done with it all anyway. So it was pretty intense. It's my life. My life is really intense. All right, let's see here. A lot of people. Oh, we got Lori Otto in here. That inspired me to go outside and show you my new little mousetrap concept. I didn't come up with that. I've seen it on another channel. He's a cool guy. Let's see. Chat rolling vid lag. Yeah. Got audited this year. Was only my current taxes correct. I ended up getting the 500 back. I said I owe them. Wow. Okay. So the Patriot come out ahead if I'm reading it right. And 4,200 feet in Cali is perfect, says Lynn. Okay. What happened to Narisha supposed to be tax forgiveness plan? Yeah, it's probably like the planet in Nibiru never coming. Or all these arrests that QAnon keeps talking about for umpteen years. Yeah. Trump's been in office 4 years and I hadn't seen anything chicken yet. Coming up with the next election. So you know what? Sometimes you keep hearing the same old wolf cry, and wolf, 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 little boy crying wolf. You know, you start to get a little suspicious about it. So, really? I mean, come on, how long do you keep pulling this on me? There were, let's see, Brandy says, there were anti-Obama. Is this the group you're talking about? Thompson, sir, I read some of Samuel Langley's experiments. Oh, I already read that. Yeah, I don't think I finished talking about that. I got distracted. So, yeah, I had a friend who was working for me on a rocket project, and we had to keep our oxidizer tank, we had to keep it warm because once you got as much in there and you cooled it down to load it, it needed to be at 750 psi to give you the performance you wanted with a motor. So this was a pressure-fed system. So you wanted the pressure in the oxidizer tank to exceed the pressure in the engine chamber, which should be running about 450 psi, if I recall right. And of course, this was like, we're talking in the 90s. I was doing this stuff. Give the road to space and laugh all the way. But anyway, I needed to keep that tank warm. And so we were coming up with different ways. We had a plastic greenhouse wrapped around our gondola, same as James Valen Allen used for the raccoons that he launched, but he had solid fuel. So we were wanting to insulate it inside too. We actually did an oxidizer tank launch with a big polyethylene balloon, and it generated some UFO reports. So, yeah, it was that was, and our balloon got torn up upon launch, and so it never made the full launch out for it to, and it went down over Dalton, Georgia area, in lady's backyard, and she called the local sheriff up and said, "There's a UFO landing in my backyard." She said, "Y'all come get this thing." Just calling the local news media and everybody else, tell them she had a UFO landed in her backyard. This don't matter. And all the time, well, you got to put this inside of a package, inside of a frame, a gondola. They go up in the balloon. This infinite stuff is out of bounds. He was so caught in his analysis and spreadsheets, he forgot the practical side of the matter, as a lot of analysts are off to do. So that's why I thought that comment was funny about the wing size and all that stuff. Let me go back to it. I'll read it again if my computer will let me. It was Doug Thompson. He says, "Sir, I read that some of Samuel Langley's, I guess Langley Research Center, right, experiments in aerodynamics is, it seems as though his data indicates that a glider with a large surface area and a propeller facing downwards was most efficient." That's kind of funny. But then a propeller on a glider is kind of a whole nother thing together, right? I thought a glider was supposed to just glide. So you're talking about a powered glider. Oh, buzz the balloon. Yeah. So we had a balloon, polyethylene balloon, like we used eventually to do a launch. But we had this in an airport, and it got really windy on us. Over as well, kind of like that one. So here we are doing a filling operation. That's my buddy Bill Brown. That's another guy. I want to tell him his name, Ronnie and Joy. That's me breathing out there. It was a real cold morning, May 11th that year. Paper Morning Star, 12 May. Here's the balloon going up. Can you see it? There's the balloon going up. And the rocket was in this gondola. Let's see, right there. There's the rocket in the gondola. I'll give you another view of that gondola for scale. This was our first rocket. So these are the guys running, chasing it. This is out of here. And this was our first raccoon rocket. And there it is. And that's me with a hat on. And a short beard back in the day. And later, our biggest rocket, that one was 7 foot something long. The one we launched off this boat a few years later was 17.5 foot long. That first one we launched from the shore of North Carolina, Topsail Beach. So that was an interesting time. Hey, Hellbop Comet was hanging in the sky when we launched. I don't know how many of you know Hellbop Comet. So let me go through these other comments and see what I can find in here. Craig says, tomorrow, good night. Randy, a lot of people having internet problems, right? Maybe that's a problem. Vicky, they targeted my parents. I guess you're talking about the RS. Mom has refused to donate to something despite specific encouragement, and they audited her for 7 years. What? Oh my gosh. I'm an only employee, says Doug. Yeah, that's the best way. If you can run your business yourself, but being that I'm working for somebody else and running a business, see, there ends the rub. Now, if I could figure out a way to get rid of all these costs I got, I'd be doing good, right? Let's see. There's a lot to it. I've got a plan to get there. I know how to get there. I am want to do eventually a whole book on worm business and some videos on that. And but see, I've got more than a worm business. My business is worms and gardening, and actually the YouTube channel is part of what's keep this thing afloat. We run with the ads. Alliance Trust, put in a heart. Randy Robinson's cool. Alliance Trust says, Brandon, if you would pile up a bit of leaves and grass and sticks and compost around it. Oh yeah, you have a bit of a microclimate. That's true. It generates some bioheat. The heated greenhouse with compost. Oh yeah, you can do that. You can do that. I just turned on my solar heater out there, but I haven't even closed flaps over the fans in the back windows yet. It's going to get down to 37 tonight. It's not that bad, but it's going to be a bit frosty. So I don't know if my squash is going to make it. I did a little bit of a video out harvesting squash today, but I don't know if I'll air it or when I'll air it. There's just so much to cover. And let's see, Johanne Danson Gypsy says, hi, Greg. Well, hi. Brandy Robinson, Reliance Trust, we have she says, geez, man, I'm disconnecting a lot. Guys, I don't know. It's just bugging me. And Brandy says, Lady Dagger status, I thought that it was they were going to use the military. Use the military for what? I'm missing something. Oh, let me scroll back up to Lady Dagger status's comment. She says, right on, Brandy, they all need to go to jail. Oh, are we talking about all the arrest that's been talked about? Okay, now I'm going back. Oh, I skipped this when I scrolled. How did I miss all this? Brandy says, I say they arrest all the human traffickers and take their money from their illegal inhuman activities to cover our taxes. There you go. You know what? They're some of the richest people in the world. Gosh, they say so much of the world's wealth are in these people's hands. So, well, I bet we might pay off our national debt that way. So, Brandy, you might be on to something there, girl. Vicky says, Brandy, we could do that to the banksters that launder the traffic money, or could we? Yeah, that's all a good idea, right? Hey, that makes them guilty if they're laundering traffic money, right? Problem is, the most powerful people in the world. How do we pull all this off? So, let's see. Armored Up. Looks like Barr is doing another do-nothing losers. Yeah, well, yeah, we're getting a lot of huffing and puffing and nothing happening. So you got to remember, guys, even in the administration, a lot of them are really deep state. And those that aren't, some of them are kind of closet deep state, I think. Here, you see this camel hat? How you like my camel hat? Do y'all realize this is a NASA cap? See the logo? Yeah, Greg, that's a NASA hat? Holy smoke. It's the only thing I wear. It's got a NASA logo on it, by the way. Let's see. Brandy says, Vicky, we could if everyone could come together and get their own false beliefs during the indoctrination and program. There you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, whether you know it or not, I started an organization called the Freedom Restoration Foundation. And the object of the Freedom Restoration Foundation is to do just that. And it's to work to get our freedoms back, to get them restored. And I got a Facebook site for it. I'm gonna grab two things. One else, I grab my receipt. Man, I got receipts laying around here everywhere. And yeah, files piled high, as you can see, to the sky. I got all kind of filing around here, and that's whew, I got cabinets full of stuff. I remember one time people saw all the stuff I had on my desk and, Greg, why don't you get you some cabinets? Why don't you get some cabinets to put it all in? Well, Greg's got cabinets. Lots of them. I got a whole nother room full of them. So I'm a multi-project guy. I've ran the National Space Society. I've ran conferences on space, on power grid defense. I've started side companies. I started those rocket projects. I started a rocket company. I've been involved in scads of organizations. I cut back all the space stuff when I started the farming and prepping stuff, or at least when I got really into it. All right, Stefford says, so sick, showing camels. 2 1-hump camels and 1 2-hump camel. So I suppose you're talking about the traffickers. I hope so. You say so sick. Brandy, I'm old enough that life in prison sounds good. Uh-oh, Vicky. Oh, my God. Oh, we got Donald Trump in here. Uh-oh, Donald Trump must have said something bad. Message retracted. Do something cool before you die. Uh-oh. Say, somebody's laughing. Are you a ham? Well, folks said, Greg, you a ham. But to be honest, believe it or not, we used ham radio in all these rockets and balloon operations. But the guy, I'll take you back and show who our head ham guy was. It was Bill Brown. Bill Brown was our head ham man. I did microwave systems. That right there, that guy, Bill Brown, was our ham operator. Now, I have not done ham yet, although I need to, but it's just one more thing to do. Now, this is, if anybody knows it, this is the Wilmington, North Carolina paper called the Morning Star. Venus is the Morning Star, by the way. I've got a plan for colonizing Venus, guys. Here's our balloon. There's the rocket down here. And that little package hanging up. When I got to altitude, all that was filled out. All this stuff hanging down, filled out in a big tight ball. That's how it happens when you get all the way up to launch altitude. All that gas expands 100 times because the atmosphere is only 1/100th the thickness. And again, there's that package that looks so tiny right here hanging underneath that balloon. You see that? That's our Halo SO1 rocket. It says we were having a blast. The rocket did fire. It made the Guinness Book. And like I said, that was when, you can see this was in May. The article came on the 12th of May. It was 11th May when we did this, 1997. The Guinness Book got it wrong. The Guinness Book said it was in 1998. So, hey, the Guinness Book can be wrong. But we did make the Guinness Book, the Millennium Edition. So let me sit down. Yeah, I can read. All right, what do we got here? Doug Thompson, Greg, I think Langley's failed public experiments were the ruse to make our enemies think we didn't have aircraft. Maybe that was it. You might be onto something there, Doug. You might be onto something. Kelly, nothing worth reading, trolling. Who's trolling? We got a troll in here tonight. Hell is a permanent consequence of bad decisions. Yep. So you try not to make too many bad decisions. I had those water rockets when I was a kid. Hey, I got water rockets. I love those water rockets. I still do. What are you talking about? They're fun. And I don't know how many of y'all see me on Galactic, Gregs. I think I've got another little thing here that I play with sometimes. Here. I can't really do this and hold the phone, but this is shoot. It's a Nerf rocket. It looks kind of like the Starship. and a super heavy booster. It's falling apart on me here while I'm holding it. So let's kind of what Elon Musk is coming up with, right? So I don't know if I can. I just launched it. So Greg Allison just launched a rocket. Green Gregs. There. Got a little spaceship. There's another channel. Scott Manley does a lot of space coverage. And he'll start out with this channel. He has a little rocket going across the screen. He's got 400, darn near 500,000 subscribers. So maybe I should stop this prepping stuff and just go into talking rockets, right? He's doing a lot better than I am. And I'm an actual engineer who works rockets. And daytime and nighttime. Or did. I don't do it. It's a side job anymore, but I used to. So back in the day, instead of doing worm farming and gardening as a side job, I was doing space stuff. So I've got, if you look up Greg Allison and the word space or the word rocket, you know that stuff was 20 years ago and longer. There's still a lot of articles out there you'll find, quite a few. But hey, I grew up in the country. I've always had these prepper tendencies. I've always been interested in the wilderness. That's why I've got this Alaska tapestry hanging on my wall that I had since I was a kid, before I ever went to Alaska. Is that fun? So let's see what's. Congrats on the new tech widescreen. It's super clear on my TV. Oh, okay, I'm glad you like it, Danny. I'm seeing some of it don't look too good though. I'm seeing a lot of graininess still. I just got my phone where I could use it like this. What is Elon up to, I wonder, says Brandy. Well, he's trying to clear the people out of Boca Chica. Yeah, that's right. Hey, that's the reason the Blue Bottled Bunny Farm made me this gift on a blue bottle after seeing me on Rex. That is supposed to be me. And that's an alien elf. And Jesus, baby Jesus, is right there. And it's all on a rocket. And the manger is right down here. You can see the little sheep. Isn't that cute? And on the other side, the destination where the rocket's heading is the moon. So anytime I show any space stuff, there's always somebody that gets all upset. Greg, space is fake. Space ain't real. Well, pardon me, folks. That ain't flying with me. I'm not a flat earther. I have flown balloons and rockets, and I know plenty of people that have flown in space. I used to work for an astronaut. Well, I worked for a couple of different astronauts. Fred Hayes signed my paycheck twice. He was on Apollo 13 when it went boom on the way to the moon. The whole quarter panel of the service module was blown out. They barely made it back alive. So, yeehaw. Don't concentrate on the pointy end, ladies. Uh-oh. Let's see. Well, the last generation of real humans. Nanotech, says Brandy. Yeah, that's the Jeffrey Daugherty thing. And it may be true with nanotech, with transhumanism, with Elon Musk neural lace. So I always tell you guys, the proposition my channel is help you survive. There we go. Survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive. That's what we're trying to do. So Brandon Bolton is getting some good laughs out of all this. I'm not either, Greg. Earth is a two. Okay, whatever. Standing foot. Ha, he had to read that. What did I read, standing foot? Oh, your comments up here. Yeah, well, sometimes I'm reading stuff and I don't realize what I'm about to read until I get to the end. I say, uh-oh. Brandy, yay. That's why the kids today are New generation. That's Lady Dagger status talking to Brandy. Excuse me. All right. So what else we got here? Uh, Vicky says, I always thought that the greater creator would have a reason to come back and call a halt to arrogance. Well, he's got plenty of work to do now. Brandy Rom says, Tortophils, Earth planets, and then Rebel Rose. How you doing, Rebel Rose? People need to learn how to think. No kidding. And Johan dancing. Should I pronounce that Johan or Johan? Dancing Gypsy is laughing until she cries. Hey, I met her at LeakCon. And let's see what else we got in here. Yep. She's saying hi to Rebel Rose. Yeah, there's a few of us met up at LeakCon back a little over a year ago, almost 2 years now. It's getting close to it, isn't it? So LeakCon was a lot of fun for those that were fortunate. If you went to LeakCon, say LeakCon yay or something like that in your comments. Let's see who all went to LeakCon that's actually logged in right now. I bet there's 2 or 3 of you. I bet, right? So LeakCon was a lot of fun. It was like a family experience, and all the people get together. So it's all turtle here. But maybe we can do a Green Griggs conference one day in the not too distant future. We can all get back together again. Nothing else, we can do some virtual conferences one. It's all right. Answer to everything, Greg. Sorry about that. Well, J-O, a lot of people pronounce, especially Spanish folks, pronounce J as an H. But I got other friends, Peruvian and some Oriental people are pronounced it as a Y. So is it Johan? Joe. So that's a Joe. So I think it's a Johan. Johan Dancing Gypsy. Or how about JoJo? Say my say my name, say my name. And she's laughing. All right. Steph is saying had plane tickets to this year, but they canceled. Oh yeah, I wasn't even invited this year, and I was a speaker, so I was kind of surprised by that. And they canceled it. I was probably too busy to go. Yeah, they've scheduled it for right in the middle of tax season or just right after or something, and it's like, no, I can't get there. That's the worst time in the world to schedule something like this. What'd you do that for? Oh, I know why. Because they wanted to use 420, so it was like a couple days after tax season. Like, no, I couldn't make preparations to go to that anyway. And so I did a lot of work right up to the 15th of April, and I just couldn't get close to getting it done. I've worked my tail off the last few weeks and since to work on these taxes, and all along I've had too much to do. And this year's been horrible for my taxes. But now, if you watch this, you know why. Oh, now Brandy's laughing JoJo, but she's giving the hearts. There you go. There you go. Making tater wine for the first time. Yeast loves it so far. Bubbling over. Well, I guess all the starches in it, Doug, ought to make a lot of sugar for the yeast. The yeast ought to be really happy. Yeah, well, that's cool. A lot of the people in this chat room know each other to some level, right? Because we've had the opportunity to meet, and a lot of the people in this chat room, we're a community, and a lot of you revolve through a lot of other shows too. So we got a family of YouTube channels that kind of hang together, shows. And sorry, my belt buffered out there for a minute. So far, it's just me, but I definitely would entertain somebody else to come in and pick it up. So I've got a couple. Well, I thought I had a couple people. One of the people in the room here, I'm chatting with about it. So I got to call her back again. So there's one individual who's in the room here with us tonight who is interested in maybe being the farm manager. If we can figure out how to put it all together, she's got a major relocation to handle that if that's what she wants to do. So send my prayers, Rebel. Okay, let me go back up and see what we need to be praying for. Rebel Rose, thank you. Oh, okay. I got to go back up here, see what I'm missing. Yeah, I like it when we get Rebel Rose and Desert Rose together. All right. What did I miss? What did I miss? I could use some prayers tonight. I normally don't ask, but I had a severe double kidney infection. It hurts really bad. Oh, finally on antibiotics. Hey, Rebel Rose, did you see my little special on um, goldenrod? My cat's making a racket. Goldenrod. What is my cat doing? She's about to attack. My cat is about to attack. You hear meow? She's in the making a lot of racket. But see, goldenrod is really, really good for helping with kidneys. So check it out. I'm not prescribing anything. I'm not a doctor. I don't prescribe anything, but you really want to look into goldenrod. I did a video. Check that video out and look up other sources. Someone said fried. Yeah, I'm usually fried on Fridays because I don't get enough rest of the week. And my Fridays, I can't keep my eyes open. I can't get enough coffee. What I tell people is I don't take my sleep lying down. Oldest daughter and her husband and their baby when he was little, but that's several years ago. That boy is almost as tall as his mom now, and he's only 7. And she's not a shorty, by the way. I'm watching a strange flying or floating object right now. Holy smoke. Tell us about it. I didn't fix my cat, and he ran off. Uh-oh. Yeah, male cats will do that. My goldenrod didn't bloom this year, said Christine Best. Boy, I got goldenrod all over the countryside here. Greg, that ragweed, right, gives me allergies. Goldenrod don't give anybody allergies because the pollen particles are so large that it falls down. A lot of people think it does. Ragweed can, but not goldenrod. A lot of people mistakenly think goldenrod is causing a lot of allergies. It does not. Meow, meow. There we go. Kitty cat. She needs some petting. She might have been messing here earlier. She wants to jump on top of everything. Meow. Y'all seen me. Y'all seen kitty. Meow. You want to come over here, baby? Come on. Come on. You sit in my lap while I talk? Okay, be that way. You can come on if you want to. Come on. Meow. Come on. All right. I fed 300 people with my baby quail. With my baby quail. 300 people with baby quail? Really? What's her name? Well, her original name was Frogger. A little homeless lady that lived with me for a while that was helping with the worms named her Little. That was her name for her. That was a terrible name. Poor little animal. Must have been Big Quail, said Mr. Bain there. Yeah, baby quail? You fed 300 people with baby quail. That's interesting. I have some quail eggs in the refrigerator right now. I came really close to raising quail when I was in high school. I cleared out an area in our old chicken house. I moved a big old feeder out and did a lot of work. I went around and I spent a lot of time interviewing people who was raising quail to learn the business. And then I bought an incubator. And as soon as I got the incubator, this new girl moved in the neighborhood. Greg, I want to borrow your incubator. Please, let me your incubator. I want to borrow it. I want to borrow it. I want to borrow it. Please, let me to it. Okay, I said. Come here, baby. Come on. And so I loaned it to her. Then I just said, look, I need my incubator back. I want to raise my quail. And she kept delaying. And a year later, she told me she broke it. So that's what happened to my quail business. I loaned the girl my incubator, and that was the end of it. Hang on, let me set the phone down there and get this cat. Come here. It's all right. It's all right. Say hi to everyone. Say hello. Got to see that kitty. Well, I got the kitty now. Come on, baby. Come on. There we go. Licking herself. These cats are so off to do. Say hello. Say hello. Stop purring here in a minute. What are some of the oils for kidneys? That's a question. That's a good question. Aha, meow, meow. How the heck you break an incubator? Well, it was one of those lower cost ones made out of foam, basically. Like I was a high school kid. It was the best I could afford at the time. And I really couldn't afford another one. We're talking in the 70s. Money was tight back then. Money was tight. Well, I'd do anything for a job making any kind of money. Oh, I used to have a grown cat. She's up my face. My camel teeth purring. You know, here. More like a cat. Hi, Mary. How you doing? Big hearts. Kenny, cats are the boss. Yeah, no kidding. They do as well. That's true. Oh. She's tearing me up a little bit. Let's see. My cat looks just like yours. The kids name him, what? Cheesy Cheese. Like some kids name a cat Cheesy Cheese. That's how I got a giant incubators. Yeah, that would have been good, but I got all I could afford back in the day. Makes me $2.50 an hour and says, "Hey, me too, me too." That's what I made when I worked for Kentucky Fried Chicken. So there we go. So what do we say here? We definitely got cat business going on now, right? I can't even see the screen hardly. Let's see what I just have to read it off my computer. It said $50 a piece. I had 3 of them. They'd hold about 90 eggs a piece. Okay. Well, that's better than what I found, I guess. Well, I definitely had an incubator and it got broke. My cat is feral, keeps my rats and rabbits and squirrels at bay. Well, you get tired of her, Craig. Send her this way. Yeah, I got a happy cat here now. Look at her. Ain't she happy? Got her eyes closed. Her purring on me. She's getting petted. I have 2 incubators, says Robo. Hey, Scratch, how you doing, buddy? I'm getting scratched pretty good right now. This kitty has been making dough on me. So yeah, I should get more incubators one day. I'll go back for that one day in the future. Quail or too many irons in the fire. I got to get a few irons out of the fire before I go into all that craziness. So anyway, old kitty cat, she's happy. And see, when they got their eyes closed like that, they're pretty happy, right? Now she's licking me. Way to get her lick herself. Cat, don't wash yourself on public. So what we got here? One. See you later. Chemistry test is coming up. Oh, Doug. Doug, you in school? What are you studying, Doug? Tell us about it. Where you leave? What are you majoring in? Well, I'm no expert on essential oils. Do you do your best to find someone who is? Okay. Okay. Let's see some more about incubators. Well, Doug, have a good night. You have to tell us about your major. Oh, aeronautics. Okay, good. Aeronautics. Where are you going to school, Doug? Did I ever go in the military? Yes, I was in the Army. Joined the Army and when I was 19-year-old in July of '93. Went to Fort. Well, thank you for your service. Oh, well, thank you, Cody. And Doug, good luck with your studies. Good luck with your studies, Doug. Yeah, go get ready for that chemistry test. When I was in college, I don't think I'd find time for it was studying. I went to University of Alabama in Huntsville, and they are a tough school. So I meant to maintain humidity levels. Oh, okay. All right. So kitty cat's real happy right now. She got what she wanted. She's got up in my lap and getting petted. What more can you ask for, right? It lagged out, and I didn't hear anything you said. Said Brandon, "Oh, I'm sorry." God, gosh, it's just too much lagging. Yeah, oh well. Kitty cat is a happy cat right now. Look at her face. Yeah, when they close their eyes closed like that, they're happy. Cody White, thank you for being here. All right, so Cody, you have a great day. How long have we been going? We've been going for an hour. 61 people in the room, 83 likes. Says, I'm looking between joining the Air Force or Army. Well, the Air Force is a lot more like a civilian job than the Army is, I'll tell you that. I'm trying to compare the two. With 20 hens, I get 45, I guess you meant hens, right? I get 45 eggs a day. Wow, that's pretty good. That's darn good. Was that chicken hens or are we talking about quail? What are we talking about here now? Let's see. Greg, fixed like I was the only one that would or could. What? Santa Fe, I'm not sure. Greg, a boat came from across the country, across the sea, to me. Not saying the Air Force isn't tough, but I bet your Army would be a lot tougher. Yeah, I remember when I went to Travis Air Force Base and saw long-haired guys in the Air Force and wearing their pants unbloused and looking pretty ragbag. I thought, what in the world is this? Let's see, Vicky. Dogs look up to us. Cats look down on us. There we go. Pigs consider us equals. Quote from Winston Churchill. That's pretty good. That ain't more eggs, more than one egg. All right, David, let's see. What are we talking about? Are we talking about chickens or are we talking about quails right now? What's a good trick for cast? What's the trick to good castings? Well, good worms. Actually, feed them a good cross section of stuff. But the best worms in the Air Force and try to become a pilot. My objective was to try to get, but I had to get out of the Army and get through college and out of flight school by the time I was 27. And something came up with my wife at the time. I was married, and in order to pull it all off, was either stay on course for that or bring her to Alaska, which meant I had to extend my stay in the Army too long to make that dream work. So I actually sacrificed my dream goals because some stuff she had going on, drama. So in the end, oh well. Yeehaw. Yeah. She put her foot up on my hand that I've been rubbing her with. Her little tail was just switching around. You don't want to move my hand? You want to keep it there? Your foot's getting claws in me, girl. All right. JoJo's going to bed. Good night, JoJo. It's good having you here, and I probably need to end this session and go to bed myself here in a minute. So, or at least get on with some other things. The endless wars are ending. I wish they would. Problem is we're having a whole lot of stuff going on with China right now, guys. I think China's worse than Germany was before World War II. Specifically Xi Jinping. I think we've got a real problem ahead of us. Real problem. So let's say they like about flight time. My ex just worked and paid off. Problem with doing things on the screen is the messages scroll so fast I missed them. Oh, come on, cat. So let me read what it's saying on the other thing. Let's see, Brandy, do you like deer jerky? Davis says, hey, Greg, what's going to happen on election night? It's going to be right. From everything I'm hearing, it looks like Trump will get reelected in reality. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. But then what's going to happen with all the people in protest, I don't know. Shoot. Cat, I can't do my job holding you, girl. I got things that need some attention around here. She's kind of spoiled now. Orange man red, said Brandon. Yeah, that's kind of looking like he's got the upper hand for this occasion unless something big changes. So I had a dream about a parachute down So I had a dream about a parachute and down in the interstates. Interesting. Pam says she is coughing like he was sick. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. And Vicky says, at least with taxes done, you may have a better chance to sleep. Yeah, a little. Wow, I'm getting knocked out constantly right now. I drove up Birmingham into Atlanta. Went to Atlanta or into Georgia. I'd take I-20 a lot of times. I used to go there and take I-20 and then go up north, 85. And so I think, what was that highway when I go up in the Carolinas? I forget. That's been a long time ago. Long time ago. Oh, I'm gonna have to put this phone down and put this cat down. She's a happy cat right now, but I got other things to do. I love Candace Owens. There we go. So long. That's to the daughter. Okay. There was 1,000 of them. Oh, thousands land on the interstate on I-20, David? Parachutes? So what you're saying is like a paratrooper drop, a military operation? Yeah, that would be scary. Maybe the parties have reversed colors. Maybe Democrats didn't want to be so closely visualized with their goal. There you go, Vicky. There you go. They let their colors be seen a little too much, maybe. Maybe that's it. Might be just that. They're trying to back it off a little bit. Yep. They played their hand a little too heavy. Like Xi Jinping, he's playing his hand mighty heavy right now. He's finally going outside of Sun Tzu to some degree. When they start doing that in China, you got to really be worried. Oh, what was I? I was non-commissioned. I was a enlisted man in the Army. My college came later. Let's hope it's ours. That's for the parachute, says Brandy. Amen. We got kicked out, connected, and dropped, says Pam. Yeah, we're having connection problems. They probably don't like what we're talking about here in the algorithms, right? You ever notice in all the James Bond movies, cat, cut that out, girl. What biting on me? I just use a cat cat. All the James Bond evil villains are always petting a big fluffy white cat. She likes to play rough. Well, I said she's an attack cat. Meow. I'm going to have to put you down a minute. Lefties don't like hear patriot talk. There you go. Yeah, they hate this country. It seems. I don't do parties. I only vote for the best person. There you go. There you go, Rebel. I do know that they're supposed to have a meeting on the 17th as the world turns. The 17th is coming in. Who's meeting on the 17th? Did y'all see my thing where I just posted a video? Some people were claiming that China was planning a major cyber attacks on our grid at the end of this month. But my people in my Secure the Grid conference didn't know anything about it. And I didn't see anything on my InfoGuard email list about it, so I don't know. With no hair, though, Greg. Who, me? I hope not. Oh, they had no hair, so they were soldiers. I got it. There's no left or right behind the curtain of Oz. Now, they play both sides against the middle. They sure do. Kitty, I'm going to set you down. Come on, girl. Let's go. All right, let's see how she likes that. She might be happy I set her down. Daddy, what'd you put me down for? What'd you do that for? Well, she might come back up here in a minute. Let's see. Q said November the 4th. What's Q saying? Oh, here the cat comes back. She's back. Meow. She likes that petting. All right, cat. Sport cat. The way I was holding was just a little too much, though. That was kind of deep. Oh, back on my tummy. All kitty. There we go. So that was us for a live session. So what's Q saying is going to happen on November the 4th? Let's be specific there. Boiler mechanic. What's Q telling us? All right. I should lay down on me. We should hear now 2 world leaders conversing in the coming hours. Really? I enjoy and get a lot out of your videos. I appreciate you, Mr. Al, says boiler mechanic. Well, thank you. Thank you. So boiler mechanic, what are you hearing? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Power disruptions. Yeah, I believe that. Been talking about it for a long time on this channel. As you know, I actually chaired 2 power grid defense conference. Latest is stock up. Yep, you need to do that. We the people are in a pickle in the middle. Now, no kidding. No kidding, Vicky. So I've been warning about this power grid. I've been warning and warning because it is our weakest link. And so much depends on it. People just have no clue how crucial it is. President Mahdi and Xi were set to meet on the 7th. Oh, okay. That would be interesting. Those are really at it. So I wonder how that meeting will come out. China, India's been kicking back. They've not been taking it from China, and China's been trying to dish it out. So let's see how that'll go. Brandy says, how do I get my girlfriend? Oh, that's not Brandy. Okay, it's Brandon and Bain. He says, how do I get my girlfriend who doesn't want to shoot Bambi to try their jerky? You better ask some of the ladies here on the channel. Don't ask me. I'm a guy. Maybe you can slip her a little bit and let her try to think she's eating something else. So there's a guy who writes a lot of books about raising rabbits, and he told all his kids they were eating chicken, but they were eating rabbit. They'd ask him, Daddy, how come this rabbit's got 4 legs? Where's the wings? Oh, they just come packaged with a lot of legs, a lot of drumsticks. I tell them I like drumsticks. So I put the jerky in the Jack Link's bag. Okay. If everyone wanted to run a free, if everyone who wanted to run had a free airtime to do truly public broadcasts, we may actually get to know what each is about. Okay. What are you fussing about, cat? You got back up here. Why are you meow? She's got her eyes closed. She's happy again. That's exactly what she wanted. Watch her little tail switching around. She's up here fussing. She's grumbling. I don't know why. What's up, kitty? What are you fussing about? What are you fussing? You got up here and you've been petted. Let's see, what is that? What is that? Girl, I can't make you out. I don't know why you're fussing at me. My missus is from Australia, so I tried kangaroo, but she wouldn't try Bambi. Yeah, I'd feel cheated too there. I'd go along with that. All right, what did Vicky say that Rebel Rose is thinking? Don't tell her what it is until she swallowed it. That's kind of what I was talking about there. Are you on Patreon? No, not yet. Not yet. That's just one more thing to do. I got so many more things to do in my life. It's terrible. You know, guys, really and truly, doing a YouTube channel takes up a lot of my time. I got so little time. It does help, you know, when I make a little money, it helps pay for the farming operations, which I need some support to do. But, you know, I do this in part because, one, we're a community. I really enjoy spending the time together. We can be family and community together. And I know that means a lot to y'all. It means a lot to me. I feel comradeship here. And also, there's so much going on in the world. I just felt like, well, I've got to do a lot of videos on wild edibles and different things. And my wild edible videos aren't doing that well. But I've kept doing them all through the spring and summer just because I think people really need to know this stuff. I'm kind of surprised that they just don't do all that well. That's kind of nutty. Should be. Okay. I'll get there eventually. All right, what Brandy said. Brandy, I love the South, and I'll just eat about anything. I'm not shooting Bambi. I'll eat it though. Save some bullets for my protection, says Brandy. All right. And John said a wordy dirt. Uh-oh. Be careful now. It's Family Channel. What's got you consternated, John? Late again. Yeah, you're really late. It's 11 p.m. here. I kind of warned folks I might do a session tonight. I put a lot of little notice Wednesday, so no live session tonight. I knew I was too busy. I just couldn't make it. My keyboard is tiny, says Pam. Okay. Well, then you probably wouldn't starve if you come south, said David. There you go. That's one thing about the South. You can eat greens year round here. Wild greens. There's wild greens growing even in the wintertime. I mean, we got chickweed and all kind of stuff that grows best in the winter. And we've got, cats taking the show, right? don't bathe in public. Open chat room tomorrow, 10 p.m. What is that? Oh, thank you, MM Double. Appreciate that. Hey, hello. A super chat. Thank you, guy. Appreciate it. That's nice. Appreciate it very much. All right. I'm glad somebody's liking what we're doing here. I don't know how much longer my battery's on hook because I got to move it around. This cat's on me. Can't hardly reach over and plug the phone in at the moment. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Let's see. I'm sorry like you're not Bambi. I'm never going. Okay. What else we got here? MM Double. Thank you. Yeah, really. Thank you very much. It helps. It really helps. It does. Taters and beans, says David. Anyway, my kitty cat needs to go outside and catch some rats, don't she? She goes out every day and hunts. She spends time outdoors. But it's cold out there tonight, so she wants to be in the house. Yes, well, relatively speaking, it's going to get down to about 37 here, what I hear. Just cold enough. It's supposed to frost there. The microclimate frost. I have seen my garden in the back, in the middle of all those trees, not frost when the yard was frost. The front yard would be frosty, and it would not be frosty back there. I think I got a good thing going with that, but I don't know if it'll hold up. But 37 is not freezing, but you can get a frost. Spent my off time pressure washing my neighbor's home and driveway. Well, good for you, John. You're a good guy. Greg, stop and go to sleep, dude. Well, I do need to do some stuff here. I didn't know you're. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I did tell people I'd probably go live tonight, and I tried to time this where it'd be a little bit longer than the other video starting out. But I had a call, and I was trying to post the other video. Somebody I promised to talk to, and it just ran a little bit longer. And it kind of made it hard for me to do what I was doing. They have a larger caliber fishing rods. Ain't cheap. And let's see. Fishes and Loaves Live says, oh, my, you really are on this late. And, hey, Greg, what are you thinking about? What are you thinking about the latest spy games with hard drives? Yeah, there's a lot of hacking going. Do a video for breakfast time in the morning. No, I don't know. I don't usually eat breakfast. In fact, I'm supposed to go pick somebody up at 10. What was I supposed to do tomorrow? 10 o'clock. Oh, no, I got to call someone tomorrow at 10 o'clock. That's it. Yeah, that reminded me. So now I probably wouldn't work in the morning. Better for the neighbor than me. Missing mud riding. Okay. Alrighty, guys. We've been going an hour and 23 minutes. I don't know. It's kind of hard to do things with this cat sitting here in my chest. She's happy. I set her down and she jumped right back up on me. Coffee is breakfast, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. Whoop. I'm about to drop the phone again. Yeah, my breakfast is coffee, pretty much. So, like I said, I don't take my sleep lying down. I take it in a cup. Well, at least we're making up for not being able to have a session on Wednesday night, right? I just put a winch on my truck, and she doesn't want to go. Uh-oh. She didn't like the winch, eh? I got a winch sitting on the bar on the bed of my truck behind the cab. But Darn thing's messed up, but it's welded in. I need to cut it off and put another one up there, I guess. So, all righty. Well, folks, who was it said they needed some prayers? We had one individual in here said she needed some prayers tonight. Greg, you're starting to drag. Go get some well-earned rest. Yeah, this cat is distracting me a lot too. So, all right, Double gave another one. How about that? How do you feel about element 115? Ooh, now there's a loaded question. Theoretically, it was stated that MM14 was some kind of gravity quadrupole. They've actually made it in the lab, but it's not long term lasting, I don't think. So, if everybody don't know, Bob Lazar was the guy who supposedly worked in Area 15. He got out and made a lot of reports about this. I think he's actually got some credibility behind him there. Some things he said and done, I'm beginning to think he was on to something. But element 115, look, guys, I think we can do this without element 115. I don't know if y'all have seen my little one of my latest videos I did with Rex a couple months ago, but I showed a diagram for a spinning copper plate and how that would move electrons and how you might get a little propulsion out of that. So I boat. Oh, says Brandy, and the cat is all over the place here. So, my goodness, kitty. I'm going to have to put the phone down and move on. What I think about L115. It's a. I think the bigger question is where do these things come from and who's driving them? I'm kind of thinking they're more interdimensional. We don't see a lot of traffic going outside of Earth's atmosphere to and from other places. I think we got interdimensional beings that live here with us, and I think that they're synonymous with what we call demons. Spinning Mercury. Yeah, there's another one. Spinning Mercury. That's the Vemas. That's what Germany tried to replicate based on what was written in the Vedic text. Yeah, this Mercury will hold up better in a sense, so because it don't fly apart. But you got to contain it as it's a liquid. Yeah, they had some kind of red mercury that we're talking about. So I'm definitely familiar with the spinning mercury. I did on galactic graves. My first video on galactic graves was anti-gravity research presentation, and a lady started a company for that, and she started coming to try to fund these things, and that was doing best of any video put on that channel. But she asked me to take it down because it was doing too good. At first she was real happy, but she started getting so many calls, it got to be too much for her, so I took it off. Oh, we got another super chat. What is this? $5. Wow. You spoken to anybody in NASA who has heard anyone doing any armed past it, doing any ORMOVED past it? Do you think E8 theory will replace string theory? Oh, that's the cube theory. It may. I think there's some problems with string theory. I think string theory's got some drawbacks to it. So I'm not familiar with the text OR. I'm not familiar with that. See, you spoke to anybody in NASA who has heard of anyone using ORMV past? I don't know what that is, MM. If you, my shoot, I took the video down, and she's asked me to take it down. Cat's getting restless now. Maybe she'll get up and go, Kitty, you need to move on. I got things to do, girl. So, Daniel Tweets in the room. How you doing? How you doing, Daniel? I will say a prayer for the property close, Vicky. Okay. There was a study at NASA that NASA did a breakthrough technology study at one time. Y'all might be aware, Mark Mills was the guy who was one of the principals behind it at the NASA level. We had some guys at Marshall involved in it. They got into asymmetric capacitors, but I think mainly what they're generating with that was ion wind. Y'all might know Ning Li was involved in it. Ning Li was a Chinese lady who took the superconductive technology that University of Alabama Huntsville had invented, and she was chilling it down, and using the Scotch. There was a Scotsman that came up with this idea for how you could generate anti-gravity, and she was trying to do that gravity modification experiments. Well, one of my guys who did avionics for me on my balloon project, Gene Young, went working for her for a while. Oops, this cat's getting to be a bit much. Um, Ning Lee was she disappeared. She did get all the technology on the superconductor stuff, and guess what? She just vanished. She went poof. She actually came out to some of our rocket motor firings that we did back when we were developing our Halo and Hark hybrid rockets. She seemed real friendly, but she disappeared. She just vanished into the middle of the night one day. So it's real hard to keep up with where she went. That's a big mystery in the community of anti-gravity propulsion research. Now, there's people that did some serious work in it, and there were some people that we just don't know. Um, I've got a group that I was involved in with that had some ideas, and we just haven't picked it up. So basically, it had to do with inertia more than anything. Y'all might have heard me talking about taking yourself out of the inertia frame of the universe and how suddenly you can accelerate because all the speed of light laws are related to our inertia frame. And so is time. It's the lock that keeps us in. I'll blow in her ear, what she'll do. Think her ear. That's what cats always do, right? All right, so Daniel says, hey, I'm having a kind of open Zoom chat tomorrow morning if there's interest. Okay, there's Daniel's Zoom chat. And Daniel, hey, would you post, while you're in here, would you post a Freedom Restoration Foundation link on here? Yeah, he's joined it from Facebook. I kind of got my hands full of cat, so it's kind of hard for me to do anything right now. I put her down and she jumped right back in my lap. She's liking it up here. So, if anybody know, my lap is kitty approved. I'm kitty certified. Was that true? Says David. Was what true? Didn't we just make up time? Well, mathematically, time don't exist. And I don't know if y'all have heard me talk about using the analogy of a funnel and a solo cup. Maybe I'll do a special talk on this channel, but I've done it on Rex's channel. I've actually done it for Jeffrey Daughtery. So I've done it on both channels. I've done it on Rex's channel 2 or 3 times, talking about the nature of space and time and how all time exists at one time. And how for us to have free will, we have to have a multiverse. And so that opens up a lot of things, but the entire multiverse and all its size and immensity and multiple dimensions still has to be a thing. It's not one thing. There you go. Thank you, Daniel. So everybody, there it is, the Facebook site for Freedom Restoration Foundation. Go in and sign up. You've got to answer some questions. I got some moderators on there. I was a founder of this group. The Mobius equation is interesting. Okay. Yeah. If anybody don't know, there's the notion of Mobius coils driving discs and things like that. I've seen those since the 70s. Yeah, I've been familiar with some of the stuff going on. John Cyril did a lot of interesting work. There was Otis Carr who did some interesting work. Of course, that's believed by a lot of people that the Nazis actually made more than just the bell that some people refer to. And it's been said that there were UFOs with the swastikas on them and double lightning bolts and so forth. So I don't know. Some people say all that went to Antarctica. And Chrissy LaPlante says, hi, Greg. And Vicky, Dad was a fabulous swimmer. I even kept my nose above water to get it from A to B. Yeah, I nearly drowned when I was trying to learn how to swim. Manhattan Project, where them people got their bodies infused in the ship. No, it wasn't a Manhattan Project. That was the Philadelphia experiment you're referring to there. Philadelphia experiment. Manhattan Project was where they tested the first nuclear pile, the first time they made a nuclear reaction in a city. I don't know what a way to do it. But they used graphite bricks. And they put the uranium in between all the graphite bricks. That was the first nuclear reaction we had. Admiral Byrd, World War II. Yeah, there's some funny things about Admiral Byrd. It's hard to know what's real and what wasn't in that case about him, but they did go to Antarctica. That happened. Project High Jump. And there are those that would maintain that they got shot up by German UFOs. Actually, had a friend who showed me a lot of pictures of their planes that were shot up there. So I've seen photographs now. Like, I can't prove those photographs were from there. V2 rockets. Well, yeah, V2 rockets were developed by the German rocket team. That's a different group than would have been developing that other stuff. They're not the same people. Foo Fighters. Granddad told me that they never seen so many Foo Fighters during all of the World War II. They saw when they flew the Berlin airlift. Oh, the Berlin airlift was after World War II. So they were seeing them then? Well, I'm not really sharing anything, James. I'm just talking about it. Kind of, sort of. Yeah, I don't have, yeah, there's some things I just don't know. I'm just, what I'm talking about and what I know don't come from my day job. I just build rockets there and do avionics, regular boring stuff, believe it or not, as far as rockets and avionics goes. It's not that kind of stuff. Cat, what's going on with you, girl? Cat being too much here. Got a very interesting disc on Google Earth. Okay, and yeah, there's some strange looking stuff there. Indiana. You guys caught me to talking about UFOs here on Ring Greg's farming channel. I might lose a ton of subscribers over this. Yeah, let's see. What are we talking about here? UFO propulsion, actually. The PEFX says, he told me that they moved so fast they weren't allowed to call them anything other than, they weren't allowed to call them anything other, and then it got to the point that they called them what they were reprimanded. Were never shot down. How they couldn't shoot them. Were so fast, like balls of light. They had no fire capabilities at the time. Oh yeah, this idea that these things kind of neutralize their systems, right? Greg, do you have any kind of tips on healing the thyroid? What do you think about interesting? Now, you know what? I'm not the person to ask on that. I would go to some. There are some other ladies in the room here that might be good with that. Let's see. Dan Valve says my latest in-laws are from Huntsville, Alabama. Interesting place. Magic, psychic, symbol, science. What do you have? Asked Brandy. Compressed iron knife is poor man's shelter building tech. Interesting idea there, Daniel. All right, kitty cat is trying to go to sleep on me. The way she's done it, I got to hold her in my arms, so it's getting kind of old on me. Oh yeah, you can get a knowledge existence of. What's that? I'm losing my. So Brandon says, "Oh yeah, CNN finally acknowledged the existence of UFOs, so it's actually okay, to talk about them." I stand down. Sorry, says DPFX. When are you standing down over? So, yeah, well, there's been Air Force. They've released, actually, I believe it's downwood.com is interesting. Oh, okay. Interesting poll. Oh, what are they polling on there, Daniel? Guys, we're going to have to go here in a minute. This cat's getting to be too much for me. So, hyperthyroidism. I'm not the thyroid expert, other than saying take some iodine, I guess. I don't know what you do for that. So I'm not going to prescribe anything. I'm sure there's some good herbal treatments for these things. There's herbs that can treat just about anything better than probably any medicine you'd ever take. But that's just my take on it. Kitty is one happy kitty. I think I've spoiled her letting her up here while I'm doing these sessions. Anyway, well, Eminem was really good to us here tonight. He just gave us a few super chats, and somebody asked why was I talking about some of the stuff. Well, maybe because Eminem asked the question. You ask a question, I'll answer it best I can. But I don't have the all power knowledge of all these things, believe it or not. Even though I do work at NASA as a contractor in my day job, I'm not speaking for them. And a good thing we probably get tipsy, go to a Trump rally, and then we'll both be in trouble. Let's see. Granny says, only thing I know is that this medication I have, also many for hypothyroidism, but not much for it. Don't go, dude. Keep talking. The Democracy, Earth. Yeah, my battery's going to run out eventually. And this cat, I can't reach over and plug it in because I only got the hand I'm holding the phone with. The other hand is holding cat. I see that. Someone to be up a little bit. Okay. All right, guys, let's watch your language here a little bit. Guys, good kitty. Yeah. She's a happy kitty right now. She set up her. I set her down, Daniel, from a little bit ago. She just jumped right up here again. Yeah. She's happy right now. She's been petted and sitting in my lap, nice and warm and comfortable. How did you get the opportunity to work alongside NASA? Well, guys, I have been a space guy from the get-go. I was I was one of the early members of the L5 Society, and probably Daniel's the only other person that knows what the L5 Society was. We were an organization that formed for the explicit purpose of disbanding. Imagine an organization that forms for the purpose of disbanding. Isn't that an interesting proposition? Only thing was we were planning to disband in a space colony at the L5 point in the Earth Moon system. So we figured once we got there that we accomplished our mission. So I thought that was the really coolest thing in the world. People, would look at our little name. L5, what's that? We're an organization that formed for the purpose of disbanding. You got their attention then. It was a great little thing. Get to the Lagrange 0.5 and disband. Yep. Formed to disband. So the whole idea was to develop space colonies. And I joined that as a teenager. I was either 18 or 19, somewhere between 78 and 79. And, I've formed 3 chapters of the organization. HAL 5 being one, Huntsville, Alabama L5 Society. Formed a chapter in Alaska called the North Star L5 Society, and had a chapter in the Carolinas called the Cumberland L5 Society before that. So I started 3 chapters. It became the National Space Society later. I eventually spent a term in that organization as the chairman of the executive committee, which was the highest elected position in the society. They had a president, but that was a figurehead. The chairman of the executive committee was the most powerful person. Spent 10 years as chairman of the policy committee. So I ran the halls of Congress a lot. But that stuff I did on the side. My day job, I'm an engineer. I've been working in aerospace, and I've done some military stuff. I've worked on the M1 tank a couple of times. I worked on the F-15 aircraft. I've worked 1 year in an industrial parts washing manufacturer. But most of my career has been space. I started the space side career working for Grumman under, I just said his name a little bit ago, so I'm getting Fred Hayes was over at the time. That's the first time he signed my paycheck. And so I worked for Fred Hayes there, and worked for him again later when he went over to the military side. I went to that side of Grumman. Victor Scheusberger Repulsing. I don't know what that is. So the L5 Society was a space colonization organization. And some of you might know I've been mentioning I'm working on a concept for Venus colonization. And I'll be doing a presentation hopefully next week on my Galactic Griggs channel about that. What do you think about the people who make cars that run on water and it ends up disappearing? The water disappearing, the cars disappearing. Well, there's a lot of patents that have been seemingly put down by the big oil companies, but I think those days are over. Some of the water stuff where they were using microwaves, I don't know about that. That's like kind of strange to me. So, yeah, let's see. And nothing to do with L7. No, there's 5 points in the two-body gravitation system. The gravity cancels itself out. L1 is between the two bodies. L2 is on the far side of the smaller body. L3 is in the orbit of the main body on the other side of the bigger body. The L4 and L5 are 60 degrees ahead and trailing the orbiting body. And when you get a 3-body system like Earth, Moon, and Sun, the actual space for L4 and L5 are orbits around kidney-shaped orbits, but 90,000 miles out around, I think it's 90,000 miles in diameter, around the Lagrange points. And the L4 and L5 are the most stable. So much so, if you put a big body there and you kick it, the gravitational perturbations will tend to put it back in place. That's why the L5 was thought to be a good place to put a space manufacturing facility or large space colony at one time. Randy, even some conspiracy theories. What? You kind of left it off. It's kind of hanging. Anyway, guys, I want to make another cat attempt to get this cat out of my lap. Oh, Kitty, what's up, baby? Let's see here. 2-1 resin orbit. Oh, bam, Daniel, you really read about it, haven't you? Yeah, there's a book by a lot of people were talking about 2-1 resin orbits because they thought they'd be better for bringing materials back from the moon than the Lagrange orbits. Especially for building power sats, since power sats were in geosynchronous orbit, and the 2-to-1 resin orbit was kind of between the lunar orbits and geosync. That the L4 and L5 were a little bit out of the way. So the 2-1 resin orbit came up later as a place to put these facilities. So Daniel's exactly right. Daniel has been studying. I told you Daniel would know what L5 was. Yeah, there we go. Chrissy, I think that I read that you liked, you're likely having a nutrient imbalance. Okay, but I study medicine. I don't practice it. Good point, Vicky. Good point. Fishes and loaves for life says, my brain hurts. Wish I was a trapper, keeper of math and science. Hey, you know, I got a lot of traps. Tom Hippenheimer told me. Did you talk with Tom Hippenheimer, Daniel? He wrote a good book on space colonies. I bought his book before I bought Gerard Kelly's book, actually. I got it at the Space and Rocket Center when I was 18-year-old. On my 18th birthday, actually, I bought Tom Hippenheimer's book. On March, well, I don't say what my birthday is, in 1978. Actually, that was also when I went and saw the Space Shuttle Enterprise at the Marshall Space Flight Center. It was on public display for 2 days, which included my 18th birthday in 1978. 80,000 people went to see the Space Shuttle Enterprise. And Fred Hayes actually flew its landing and approach flights. Fred Hayes, the same Fred Hayes I'd worked for, who was on Apollo 13. I introduced him in a conference, a space conference, and I introduced him as the captain of the spaceship Enterprise. And then I defined it was the Space Shuttle Enterprise, so it was kind of funny. He stole my girlfriend for a while. Tom Hippenheimer stole your. How's Tom Hippenheimer doing these days? By the way, what is he doing these days? I hadn't seen anything from him in a long time. So, guys, that's funny. That's funny. Well, I knew a lot of the old German guys. I used to carve Conrad Dannenberg's Christmas turkey. I've done it several times. Several years I spent Christmas Day with Conrad Dannenberg, and he was the project manager for the Saturn V rocket at one time. One of the stages, and he also designed the injectors in the V2 rocket engine. Trump, FEC decline. It's calling us. Oh, there's some message going across my screen there. I wonder if this cat's going to let me plug this phone in, or my battery's going to die if I can't figure out a way to get this phone plugged in. We'll end a session in mid-sentence. If that happens, I don't come back, it means the battery died. Let's get this thing plugged in. I think this cat's calmed down enough I can do that. All right, wasn't as bad off as I thought it was, 38% power. Usually this phone only lasts about an hour and a half without being plugged in. I had to plug in part of the call, though. But we're down to, well, we've been going for an hour and 48 minutes, guys. Long time here. We've been going long. Like the girl said, you love me long time. Anybody ever see? Sorry about that, guys. A long time made me think of the movie. As y'all might remember the movie Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, Stanley Kubrick directed that movie. Stanley Kubrick also directed Dr. Strangelove, which was subtitled, or How I Come to Love the Bomb. And of course, 2001 A Space Odyssey. And the science director for 2001 Space Odyssey was a friend of mine. He's passed away now, Frederick Ordway III. He was the science director for, oh, look at this kitty. You think this is a happy kitty? He was a science director for 2001, A Space Odyssey. All right, cat, I woke you up when I kicked something inadvertently there. Yes, Stanley Kubrick was a man. He was interested, no kidding. He was an interesting cat, I'd say, right? So, they say you're 6 degrees from knowing anybody in the planet. I'm probably just 2 or 3, because I knew Hugh Downs. Hugh Downs used to be the chairman of the board of governors of the National Space Society. Hugh Downs has called my house. Buzz Aldrin. Hugh Downs knew Baba Wawa. And Baba Wawa used to talk to every world leader, dictator, tin horn, whatever that there was. So I know somebody, and he just died though. He knew Baba Wawa. And Baba Wawa, she knew just about everyone. And also Buzz Aldrin has called my house. Buzz Aldrin actually quoted me in an article that he wrote. Buzz Aldrin wrote an article and quoted me. And Buzz Aldrin, man, he has even played with Snoop Dogg. Buzz Aldrin made a cameo on The Simpsons. Of course, if you don't know who I'm talking about with Buzz Aldrin, he was on the first mission that landed on the moon. And all the pictures of an astronaut are of him, because he wouldn't take any pictures. He didn't have any film screen. He wouldn't take any pictures of Armstrong. Buzz Aldrin is a character, but Buzz Aldrin is a strong space supporter, big time. And he's still actively engaged in it. Yeah, I know Buzz. I know. No, I know Buzz. Buzz knows me. You have an opinion on mercury in a vacuum. It can boil over. Somebody sent me attachments here. I don't know how mercury's got a lot of surface tension, so it'd be interesting to put a vacuum on it. We could put it in the vacuum chamber and pump it down and see what it does. That ain't too hard to do. So it'd be interesting to spin some up. Brandy, a special legal language. I don't know what we're saying there. All right, Kitty is scratching herself on me. Come on, cat. Girl, cat's got no modesty. What can I say? Excuse me, guys. She's got me wanting to scratch myself. All I got's my wrist. One hand's holding the phone and the other is holding the kitty. Oh, something's going on with Trump. Something to do with the FEC, because I got 2 messages screaming across my phone on that. Something's going on with Trump and the FEC. Anybody heard anything about it? Worldwide a foolproof cage. I did a video called The Global Gulag. We may be heading to a worldwide cage if we're not careful. Okay, I'm starting late, but I'm trying a few veggie plants. What does it say? Trying a few veggie plants indoors. Okay, any suggestions during the Midwest weather, what seeds to buy or reproductive mini compost? Check out my videos on growing microgreens in the living room. I got a whole section of videos on that. They're over a year old. In fact, they're almost 2 years old. I have to do more. Let's see. Troy Gibbons says that Lady Dagger. Cheers for sharing Rain Country. It looks like a good channel. Okay, cool. Wow, guys. Mercury spun at high speeds under vac. Okay. Now, you didn't say about spun at high speeds under vac. Well, the whole point of spinning a metal up is to get this electron charge displacement. You can do that in a copper disc too. But to centrifugally separate the electrons, so you get an electrical gradient across the voltage gradient across the metallic surface, and it's a spinning electromagnetic vortex. So people are talking about toroids, and you get a toroidal field around it, a spinning electrical toroidal field. Now, if you can make it asymmetric in the right ways, you're going to get some net force across if you can do it right. So it gives you some good potential. Look at kitty cat here. Is she cozy or what? She's one happy kitty. Listen to her. Can y'all hear her? She's cooing. I never heard a cat do that. She's going, coo, 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 coo. Can you hear that? I've heard purring, but I never heard that from a cat. Wow, this cat's in heaven. Contented kitty. Yeah, she is. She is. I'm into rare earth metals, copper, and lead. Yeah, I use a lot of lead. Copper kills bacteria. I can't use copper in my aquaponic system because it requires bacteria. Very cute kitty, says Jane Branch. Fishing lows. Is she feeling okay? Oh, yeah, she's happy. She's real happy right now. You hear that little cuckooing sound? Interesting. She's a happy cat. I ate chili. I just ate some canned chili, just something quick. I just don't need to do anything. It took a lot of time tonight. Very peaceful. It is. It is. Very peaceful. Hang on, guys. I'm about to change my hold of the phone. Ah. Yeah, she's one happy kitty. One happy cat. Hang on. There was a fluke encounter with San Diego Air and Space Museum in 1983 and college video. I want to come over the screen when I read that. Happened to meet Otto Van Hane. Okay. The vibration for Barbie Hills like home. Well, you know what the God frequency is, right? 432 hertz. It sounds like Hugh. That's my middle name. Hugh. About to be midnight. It is. Hugh. I mean, Hans von Ohane. Okay. I don't really know who it is, Daniel. The original jet engine guy. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I'm close to the Gulf. Yeah, well, Brandy is south of me. Way south of me. Yeah, she is close to the Gulf. She's down near Mobile area. I'm up here. She's at the southern end of the state line. I'm at the northern end of the state line. Greg Hugh. My name is Gregory Hugh Allison. Gregory is the watchman. Hugh is of the mind. And Allison in Teutonic is of holy fame. So Gregory Hugh Allison is the watchman of the mind of holy fame, whatever that means. Many scientists that Germany had rounded up was utilized an American and Russian wound up diving up. What is that? I knew a bunch of the old Germans here. They didn't live for quite a while, but they're all gone now. Every one of them, they're all past now. Conrad and Ernst Stillinger were two of the last ones. Have y'all seen that famous old photograph of the old German guys sitting around and General Medeiros and another military guy standing around that room with all those rocket models around him, and Von Braun was sitting on the desk. Rex used that in one of his pictures that had me on because I posed next to those rockets in a park. One of the guys in that picture was Ernst Stillinger. Ernst Stillinger was the main head scientist of the German team, and he was their electrical guy more than anything. He once ran the science division at Marshall Space Flight Center. Ernst Stillinger did. He built some of the electronics that flew on the Explorer satellite, the very first satellite the United States put up in his garage on Montesano Mountain here in Huntsville. So that's how some of that stuff come together. Just kind of like my rocket projects in a garage. my caregiver knew Von Braun's daughter who he lives here in Thousand Oaks. Yeah, they moved. Whew, guys, I'm going to call it a night here. I really appreciate all the support. Eminem gave me a bunch of super chats here. I really thank you for that. And he asked me a lot of questions. I've tried to answer them as best as I can off the cuff here. I hope I did you some justice there, Mr. MM, if you're still in the room. And I'll listen to you and Rex and Paul Begley. Okay. Yeah, alrighty, guys. I'm gonna call it a night here. I got a few things to do before I go to bed. Does it heal the allergy? Does it heal the allergies to the cat? I don't know what we're talking about here. Thanks for information and the confirmation. Okay. The horse says thank you. Never knew who you're going to meet. That's true. You never know. You never know. All right, guys. Dang, I just saw you were on. I've been on 2 hours. I've got 2 hours and 30 seconds here so far. The key's kind of wearing me out here. All right. Well, much love to all you. I wished I had some money, brother. Oh, that's cool. You don't have to do that. Ones that do, I say thank you, but nobody should feel compelled to do the off button. Dana, I got a call at 10 a.m. my time. Somebody else I've already committed to. All right, y'all. Y'all take care and have an awesome, snoring cat. Well, she's kind of cooing on me. Have an awesome, awesome night and good weekend. And we'll meet again. I'll get some more videos. I got behind a lot of territory here. Allergic to them. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you're starting gibberish. Oh, bye, y'all.